Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We start our class and hope the friends will join us as soon as possible. And I hope today we would have some new students who have not joined us. Though I share my PPTs on the groups, and I hope you get all the groups. All the students can have access of all my PPTs. If anybody has any issue, he or she can ask individually and can get support from other friends. So today we are going to start our third lecture. It's on skill development. In fact, skill development is one of the touchy subjects, a very interesting subjects. And we have topic importance of e-commerce. And if you know, this is the era of e-commerce. So I think Mustafa is with us. If you guys would like to shed light on e-commerce, I would be so glad to listen from you guys. Yes, Mustafa, if you are there.
Sir, I beg my pardon. I have no idea regarding this topic.
E-commerce, you don't know.
May I add something about it, sir?
Yes, please. Who's there? If you have something, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. This is yes, sir. Sir, Rasul Bashar is here. Sir, I would like to clear the first of all the concept of the commerce.
Okay.
Commerce is all about doing things or selling or buy things. It's like an activity that we sell or buy goods. Now it depends upon, sometimes we import the things and sometimes we export the things. And when we do that business through electronic media, through internet, is known as e-commerce.
Yes, very much right. So we have the definition here. E-commerce is the buying and selling of goods or services via the internet and the transfer of the money and the data to complete the sales. It is also known as electronic commerce or internet commerce. E, in fact, is from electronics. Okay, so we call it e-commerce. The business what we do through internet is called e-commerce. Okay, if you have any issues, it's so easy. I think you all the liars, you must know that what is the e-commerce. Tomorrow you have to face a lot of things through the e-commerce. We do not have the such legislation, but again, you would have to face some issues in e-commerce because we have the same things. Like the other things, like the other legislation, all the the controlling agencies. We have the corruption. Nobody stops it. Similarly, we would have some serious issues in e-commerce. We will share on it and we will also discuss on it. So this is, I hope you guys are clear on the e-commerce. Very easy. If you do not know, just remember the things. The business what we do through the internet is called e-commerce. Okay.
Yes, sir, exactly.
So these are the features of the e-commerce: ubiquity, global reach, universal standard, interactivity, information density, and customizations. We will go and discuss each of them. Ubiquity is what? Appearing everywhere, doing business from home and mobile. So you don't need to be too certain somewhere, but you have to be appearing everywhere your business is going on. If you are sitting no matter in Mirpurkhas or even in Karachi or even abroad, you can do your business through your email, through your the very small gadget like mobile and laptop and other things that we can have a connectivity and your business is going on. This is called the ubiquity. Then we have what? Global reach. Globally operation of the business. You are not abstracted, or you are not in fact have any limit. You can go and have your business operation throughout the world, throughout the globe. and you can have a more business through your, the global and more operational areas, all the command areas. This is called the global reach. Then we have a universal standard. These are in fact the standards that we have, um, imposed by the internet providers agencies. The internationally, every organizations or the individual, they have to follow the some standards, and these standards are universal. All those things who are the universal are followed by the all people living around the globe. So we also follow the rules what USA follow, and we also have to pay the same fees for what the USA the user the pay the fees. So these are the universal standard. Then we have interactivity. It's in fact discussion forum, comments, emails, consumer for their feedback. You might have checked the different websites. You always find the comment sections, or you may have the contacts where you find the emails. You can interact with the organizations, or you may also make the comments for other people, and you can make sensitize people, and all the organization, they do check and just analyze the the consumer comments and do their products accordingly. The feedback is a very important for the business side of things. Then we have the information dynasty. A lot of information you can use through your website, and which is quite cheap. You don't need to pay more the money on it, but this is a huge platform where you can use the information about your organization, about the features that you have, the things that you have, and you can use your information and just appeal and inspire the customers to just go and purchase your products. So information dynasty is the things that you can use for sharing information through internet. I hope you're getting my points. If you have any question, please interrupt me. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yes, sir. Sir, information density. Would you like to clear more about it, sir?
Yeah, information dynasty is the platforms, all the things that we share our information on our website. That how it is done, how it is the huge platform which we can use. If the person comes to you, how much information you can give to the customers about your shop or your product. You can just talk something that you have in your mind. But if you put the the concrete information of the website, you would have a lot of things for the customers to share. So all this information is very cheap to keep on your website, because you have to just pay the fees. That you have a lot of things that you can share with your customers to check your information. Hope you got it.
Yes, sir.
And then we have customizations. Customization is a very self-explanatory word. Customers has to customize product according to their his or her need. You can customize things. If there are 2 things, you can customize it in a one, and if there are 3 things, you can customize it for a. You can make your own bag according to your wish and according to your own will. So you do not you don't need to follow the things that have been made according to the organization, but you can also customize the things. If you are going to purchase one thing, you can go for the one thing. If you're gonna purchase 2 things, you can go for the 2 things. If you're gonna change the color of the things, you can also change the color of the things, and change the product of the product of the organization. So there are some I mean the benefit for the customers or the consumers to customize their own products. I hope you got it.
Yes, sir.
Then we have the advantages of the e-commerce. Ease of doing business, buying and selling products from home, as we have already discussed, making payment transaction electronically, no need to visiting banks and shops. So it's quite easy. You don't need to, make such hassle and doing things and visiting banks and making the, checks and getting it out and then paying to the, your own shop or things like that. So you have just make some transaction through your own mobile. If you're using the e-commerce, then you need to have some bank account and you go through all the things. Then efficient prices. Efficient pricing, it is also very, good advantages for the customers and the consumers, because the no organization or the no supplier can charge you more, because you have an option to browse and to see different websites and check the price of the things. If any shopkeeper or the person who the shares a huge price or the more price, then you can share it. I have just checked the price on the website. This is not the price that company offers. So this is also one of the advantages, and good advantages for the consumer or the customers. Reach of business, wide coverage of the business across the country and the world. You can expand your business across the city, across the country, across the world. It's again up to you how much you can expand your business. E-commerce does not have any boundary. You can go, to the world, and you can even find and hunt the consumer throughout the world. You might have heard the name of Amazon. What Amazon does, they have been earning billions and billions of dollars through e-commerce. And especially in this pandemic, they have crossed their asset more than any electronic company like Microsoft and other huge organizations. So Amazon is one of the, the leading organization in USA, and you might have heard the name of the Amazon. Then we have EFT. As we earlier discussed, electronic fund transaction for buyers and sellers both can use, the electronic fund transfer. They can do it. They don't need of any hassles of banks. So it's quite easy. Supply chain management, SCM, we call it SCM. No rent of office, easy electronic job. Consumers also aware of the more product and its pricing. So it's quite easy. You don't need to place or to launch a huge office and go through accordingly. You have to just have a small laptop and doing your business through internet. So you do not need such a supply chain management, like you don't need the fixed asset, you don't need a furniture, you do not need the computer lab, or you don't need the papers even. This is in fact a paperless business. So supply chain management is quite easy. You don't need of these things that you do in our ordinary business. Now look at the disadvantages. We have disadvantages too, which are sometimes ignored or undermined, but we have very serious disadvantages of the e-commerce. Especially we talk for the Pakistan, we have a very serious disadvantage, because we are the people who are not trusted globally, and our people deceive us, they cheat us. They do not they give the things what they promise. They will always send you the things which you which is, I mean, sometime not quality one and sometime have some issues and very serious issues. I do have this experience, and if you guys have any experience, have purchased anything online, you can also share with me. Then I will share something. Yes, any of you who like to shed light on the disadvantages of e-commerce, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, as we have discussed, we have been just connected, and we are living now in the age of like a global village, as we have just discussed globalization, and now we are connected through the internet, and just by clicking one click, we can buy things and we can sell the things. Like there are a lot of the companies that you also sir mentioned, especially Amazon and Alibaba of sir China, and also OLX. So, sir, I would like to ask that there are a lot of scheme that happen in our daily life. Like, for example, there is one of my friend that he has just ordered for a helmet of a bike through the sir and sir online sir through website, but there was no any quality that they have just prescribed in their sir description. So then there is no any return of the money or that thing. Then what, sir, what can we do in this extent, sir?
This is what I have already mentioned, that we have serious issue. We need a very serious legislation. We do not have any such rules or such articles which may protect us, and they deceive it. And I have the same experience that I have faced. I mean, a few months back, I purchased a laptop, and that laptop had a very serious issue, but I purchased it. So what could I do? I mean, I could not do anything, because the things what they promise which you do not give you. This is the problem of our society. I mean, if you even go to your shop, you would be deceived. I mean, if you go to the any small and ordinary shop, the people will try to deceive you. People will try to tell you or share you more price. I mean, every shopkeeper does and try so hard to, I mean, the loot the consumer and customers. So this is our habit, and this is our society, and this corruption, all the nature that we have ingrained. So we have the same people who are doing the e-commerce, and they are doing the same things. That's why our reputation is not so good. And I tell you, if you go and purchase something, that I do have the experience purchasing things from different countries, and I did not have any single I mean, the experience that I did, and I might have been cheated. But in Pakistan, if you purchase anything online, you would have to, I mean, the face such things, and you would be doubtful. Either it would be the quality one or it would not be quality one. I mean, last, I think, Eid, I purchased one of the kurtas from Junaid Jamshid, and I thought it may have the quality one, but I was deceived. Similarly, I do have the different experience, what I have done and what I have been doing. So I have stopped purchasing things online through Pakistan website and from Pakistan. In fact, we do purchase especially medicine and different medicine from different countries, but I have never been deceived. This is my experience. I don't know what's your experience, but we have the same environment what we have the environment in our market. So you cannot expect better things what you have in your society. Yes, if you'd like to say something.
Yes, sir. Exactly. I am sir satisfied with you that. But the sort of main thing is that apart from these examples, there are a lot of scam, and in other words, we can say that cybercrime that has been done through these websites and online marketing. So, is there any rule internationally or in our constitution to just break this out?
Yes, these are the challenging issues the world is facing, and you might have heard the name of Mr. Swan. What he has done, he hacked all the data of the USA and especially the data of Pentagon, and he cannot move, and he is in prison for around 5-6 years. So world is also facing these things, but in Pakistan we do not have such legislation that should have been. I mean, we have some desired legislation for the cybercrime, like if you talk something that is not accepted, you would be, I mean, arrested, and you would be, I mean, investigated. If you are social media activist, if you are the journalist, you doing something which is not accepted by any quarters of our country, would have to face. Otherwise, if you abusing to anyone, if you, I mean, the abusing to the politician, if you abusing to the institution, if you do something wrong, nobody will, I mean, raise question on you. So this is the, I mean, the things that what we face here. Somebody has sent me some message, so let me read. Is there any internationally for the cyber crime? As I told you, I mean, there are some rules and regulations like plagiarism. You cannot do the such plagiarism that I mean, that is required for you. I mean, if you are going to submit any thesis, you are allowed to use the secondary data, but it should not be more than 30%. Similarly, we have the internet optimization. That is also the thing that we do on internet, and YouTube and all the YouTubers, they cannot use even the small tune that have the copy rights. So you have to create the things and you have to do the things. And let me also share with you guys. I mean, there are so many people, especially in the USA and other developed countries, they do not, I mean, use the secondary information. They have their own research institution, and they do their own research, and they do not use the Google's search engine for the information they like to share and present for an institution. If they are going to use any stone, they will purchase it. They will not take it the free stone from the Google. They will purchase it through Google, through the, I mean, the any international forms, but they will not use it. If they need any picture, they will not use it like we use. We are just, I mean, doing such blunders. We do not have the ethical rules, and we abusing. In fact, you cannot even, I mean, they use the picture, and we cannot even take the picture of someone without the consent of somebody. But what we do, we are doing here. Yes, I'm working an idea to create application for having online business. Yes, that's very good. I mean, if you have some, I mean, the inside of the e-commerce, you can do it. And now Amazon is working here, and you can do a plenty of the business, and you can earn a lot. If you have any guidance, if you need any guidance, I'm here to help you out. So this is very, I mean, the very appealing thing these days. In this government, we have some advantages. So one of the advantages that we have, that is Amazon. I mean, Amazon has just started its operation in Pakistan, so you can register. So let's go, my dear, to other points. Lack of trust, as we have just spoken. Lack of the security, payment, personal information can be hacked and used. This is very important. I mean, we use, I mean, our ID card or the ATM card or the debit card, whatever you call it, and sometimes our information is hacked and people use that information. And that is always, I mean, somebody has to think and careful. So people have some security issue while doing the e-commerce, while especially purchasing anything. Then we have the issue of the fulfillment of problem. That issue is also one of the serious issues. Like product is not reached in time, and it is delayed, and sometimes they are not contacted. So this is also one of the disadvantages that people or the customer or the consumer have to face. EDI, electronic data interchange, is very expensive for the small scale business. Actually, if you're gonna, I mean, doing a business, you have to be careful. If you do not have the IT consultant or the IT expertise, then you have to hire some people who have to use such electronic data. So if you have to definitely hire somebody, then there would be some expense occurred, and everybody has to, who has a small scale of the business, have to bear this the charges. But for the huge business, it's not issue, because the huge business always hire such people to counter such data and to protect their own information. So that is called EDI. So let's move. Depersonalizing shopping, very important. Actually, people are so touchy. Unless they touch the things, they cannot purchase the product. So in uh, modern world, we do not touch the things. If you're gonna purchase a shirt, you will not touch it, because you will just see the picture, and pictures, if you have the quality and camera, you cannot understand, and you cannot even know what sort of product it is and what sort of the fabric it is. Similarly, we have the different things. Let me give you an example. Especially the Chinese mobiles, and they claim for the the several features of any mobiles, but when you use it, it does not work. So sometimes it's one of the disadvantages, and people cannot touch it, people cannot experience it, and they have to face such issues while purchasing the things. And especially women are very touchy. They do not purchase the things unless they see it, so unless they touch it, and they like the product, what they gonna think for in a different perspective. So we have such issues. The customer uh, has to face these issues. They have to believe the things what they have seen on screen. So depersonalizing shopping. So you are not going to be very uh, easy to the sale or purchase the things, because you need some experience, and you need quality product, that you have to browse, and you have to search different shops, and then will go for the product. So this is also one of the disadvantages. Then we have the categorize the e-commerce, secure interchange of the data among the various parties. We have already uh, discussed. Then we have the 10 minutes. We have to be bit fast. So EDI secure interchange data. You need the person, you need who can at least to update it, and it should not be misused. Then we have electronic market. The businessman can't deceive the customers, because he visits and see other option too. For example, hotel booking, airline ticketing. If anybody who wants to purchase something, then no one can deceive if he knows some and he has some credential of using IT technology. The how to make the hotel booking, and what are the the tariff of the ticketings on the hotels, you can understand. Then internet commerce, to advertise and make sales of the various products for business to the business and business to the customers. Internet commerce, in fact, for using to make your advertisement, and to do the things on internet for your advertisement, and for that purpose, for that matter, you can also raise your sale. I am to be bit fast. I think it's over now. And then so it was the simple and very simple, I would say, the things that we have studied today about the e-commerce. And I hope you have understood. If you guys have any question, you are more than welcome, and you have 5 minutes to ask the question, please.
Yes, sir, exactly. You almost cleared most of the things related to the e-commerce. And but again, I would like to sir ask that there should be, I think, international rules, strict rules for cybercrime, because like underdeveloping and developed country like in Pakistan and India and like so on countries, this scam or the fraud, we can say, the cybercrime has been enhancing day by day. So there must be rules and regulations that we can maintain and to stop these things. Otherwise, it has been a fraudulent of million and billion rupees through worldwide.
I fully agree with you. I mean, so far, things are not very much clear that it should have been. People are deceiving, and many scams are being reported, and the world is trying so hard to control it. But again, there is, and you might have heard very recently, the leakage of information through WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is, the owner is trying so hard to protect it and sharing it. I mean, the various and several features, and they are so reluctant. And similarly on Facebook, many accounts used to be hacked, but now they have protected it. So we have such issues, but organizations are the huge, all the developed countries are trying to protect it. Similarly, we have the issues of the different escapes through emails. You might have received a lot of emails from the different women's, and they send you emails for the deal, and then they give you the email to send this and that. I'm somebody who giving you the example. When I was living abroad, I got this scheme the very first time. I got an email, and that email actually was, in fact, my email ID was hacked, and that email was sent to my all friends which were listed in my email account. They sent them email that I am here somewhere in Canada, but I have been in huge trouble because I've lost my wallet, this and that. The very first call what I received from my boss, and he just called me up and said, Majid, where are you? I said to him, sir, I'm just in front of our hotel. He said, are you here? But I have received this email. I was so surprised. Then I received so many calls. Then one of my friends, she was living in um, uh, Hong Kong, and she called me, and she was in fact, a IT consultant, and she came to know. In early days, people did not know, and she told me, Majid, your email has been hacked. So it was hacked. So it happens, my dear, and now things are getting better and better, and hopefully the world will control on it. But this is one of the challenges that we facing. Yes, someone has asked the question, especially online application. Daraz is also doing same fraud. Yes, I do not believe, I did not name Daraz very intentionally. I know Daraz is not doing the well. Daraz is also one of the fraudulent organization. I mean, not only Daraz, the Food Panda and many organizations who doing such business do not have such system to protect scam. So unfortunately, we have these things what we are facing here. But hopefully, if the Amazon has started operation in our country, the things would be better. We do expect. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was the today's lecture. I hope if you again have any question, you have right to ask. Otherwise, I would have to sign out now.